thank you all so much for coming out. I'm in a bunch of different groups, but I'm here today as a citizen, as your brother, as your comrade. My comrades in this fight for liberation, we're standing on the edge of a battlefield that stretches from Gaza to the heart of every city where people of conscience refuse to turn their backs on genocide. 1 year! 1 year of bloodshed, of carnage, of uninterrupted murder. And what has the world done? Nothing. Nothing but sit in their comfortable halls of power, funding this massacre and turning their backs on our brothers and sisters in Palestine. 17,000 children. That's it for a sec. 17,000 children have been sacrificed, not by accident, not in the crossfire, but through deliberate, calculated genocide. And the world has dared to call it self-defense. Self-defense? Let me tell you, when you bomb children in their sleep, when you turn their homes into graves, when you turn Gaza into an open-air prison, that is not self-defense, that is murder, that is genocide! This war was never about defense. This war was about extermination and colonization. The same forces that once supported apartheid, that once colonized and enslaved, are standing with Israel's regime today, justifying their war crimes, while Palestinian blood runs through the streets. Don't be fooled by the lies and the rhetoric. This isn't a war for peace. It's a war for supremacy. It's a war to erase a people and to claim land they say was promised to them by God. Well, let me tell you, no God promises genocide. The world asks why Gaza resists, why they resisted on October 7th. The people of Gaza have no choice but to resist. Resistance is the last breath of the oppressed. Gaza is surrounded, bombed, starved, suffocated. It has become the world's largest open-air prison. And when you cage people, when you strip them of hope, of their humanity, they will fight back like warriors. This war machine that bombs Gaza, Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, Syria, and Iran cannot claim to seek peace. They seek only domination. This machine is fueled by the blood of the innocent, by the destruction of nations, and the leaders of the world, your Kamala Harris, your Joe Biden, our European leaders, they sign the checks. They give the orders. They say they want peace, but what do they offer? Billions in arms, missiles in the hands of murderers. Let me make something clear. This is not just a war on Gaza. This is a war on all of us. The Zionist regime thinks it can redraw the map of the Middle East with bombs and missiles. They think they can eradicate a people and steal the lands of Palestine, Lebanon, and Syria. Bilad al-Sham! Never! Do not think for a second that this ends with Gaza. This is an agenda of domination, of control, of whitening the world map, and erasing the people of Bilad al-Sham. My own family comes from Syria. Syria is an excellent case study of late-stage imperialism. It is a failed state, a playground of empires who care nothing for the people living there. For years, Assad oppressed and murdered his own people, justifying his crimes and martial law with the threat of Israel. When the people of Syria cried for freedom, they were met with bullets, bombs, and chemical warfare by the terrorist regime of Assad. My own friends were tortured and killed in Assad's jails for what we're doing here today. Despite overwhelming public support, no one intervened then. Like now, because these empires were never actually there to serve the people, but their own colonial interests. Again, we see the blatant disregard for the people of the land, for the indigenous people of the land. It is not a coincidence that the only U.S. bases in Syria are in its oil-rich regions. But the people of Syria, the people of Bilad al-Sham, we aren't waiting on the West to come rescue us. For thousands of years, we were one nation, one people. We have always been brethren and protect each other.
That's right.
For years, Syria hosted millions of Palestinian refugees and resistance movements fleeing the genocide. During Assad's pogroms, many Syrians were welcomed with open arms by their brethren in Lebanon as well. Today, as we see the genocide expand to Lebanon, over 150,000 civilians have fled to Syria from Lebanon. Many of these are people who have fled once or twice before and are now being forced to leave their homes yet again. And how did Israel respond? Predictably, they bombed a refugee caravan and destroyed people's only way out of the crossfire. This war machine, this genocide machine, has no boundaries. They want to make all of Bilad al-Sham into another Gaza, a prison, a graveyard. The people of Gaza resist because they have no choice. The people of Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Palestine, we will not be broken! The enemy wants to separate us, to divide us, to cut us off from one another. They want us isolated, desperate, and afraid, but we will never fear them. The people of Bilad al-Sham are not weak. We are strong. We are brothers and sisters from Lebanon to Syria to Gaza to the world. We stand together. We protect each other. We will defend each other. We have each other. We have the will to resist, and we have the power of solidarity. The forces of oppression want us to believe that we are alone, that we are powerless, but what they fail to see is the strength that lies within our unity. My grandfather started this fight in 1948 when he resisted the initial attack by the Zionist occupier and died in exile outside of his home country of Syria. But we will not give up. From Gaza to Syria to Lebanon, the people of Bilad al-Sham, we will never surrender. We will never surrender. We will never surrender. I know this with all my heart. Justice will come. Freedom will come. And when it does, it will be because of the strength of our unity, because of the strength of people like yourselves. The power of our will and the unwavering hope that justice cannot be delayed forever. We're not waiting on anyone. We are in the streets, and they are there in Gaza and Lebanon, fighting for it, demanding it, and we will see it through. We will rise. We will resist. We will be free. I want to close it out with a chant in Arabic that's particularly close to my heart, because it's the same chant that was said in Tahrir Square in Egypt, that was said in the streets of Syria, that was said in Lebanon, said in Palestine. Nihna msh irhabiyya, which means we are not terrorists. Nihna sha'b al-hurriyya. We are the people of freedom. Nihna msh irhabiyya. Nihna sha'b al-hurriyya. حرية 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 نحن شعب الحرية نحن شعب الحرية حرية 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 نحن شعب الحرية نحن شعب الحرية Free Gaza, free Palestine, free Lebanon, free